the Cybermen will help you?
Of course, I shall be their resurrector. Look!
Hello and welcome to another entry to the History of series. Today we will be taking a look at the Cyber-Telosians, the Cybermen that inhabited Telos and used it as a base of operations for their galactic conquests. So without further ado, let's get right into it. The 12th Doctor cited the planet Telos, in addition to Mondas, Earth, Marinus, and Planet 14, as a place where the Cybermen rose as a result of parallel evolution. One account stated that the Telosian Cybermen were originally a race of humanoids native to Telos, all but identical to Earth humans. Centuries prior to the 21st century, this race sought immortality and so perfected the art of cybernetics. As their bodies became aged and diseased, they were replaced limb by limb with plastic and steel. Finally, the circulatory and nervous systems were recreated, and their brains were replaced by computers, resulting in Cybermen. Later, forced to leave Telos, these Cybermen took refuge on Mondas, the long-lost twin planet of Earth. According to the Cyber-Telosians themselves, specifically the group which attacked the Moonbase in 2070, they were descended from the first space travellers from Mondas, the humanoid Mondasians having converted themselves into Cyber-Mondasians. These space travellers had left before Mondas was destroyed during the Mondasians' invasion of Earth in 1986, and had only begun converting themselves into Cybermen after arriving on Telos. According to yet another account, the space travellers had only come to Telos as a direct result of Mondas' destruction, all but wiping out the native Cryons, a humanoid species distinct from humans. The Cybermen used their refrigerated cities to cryogenically freeze themselves in suspended animation. According to the Cyber Hive history, compiled from the Cyber documents according to the judgment of archivist Hegelia, the Cybermen did not in fact seize Telos and subjugate the Cryons until after their attack on the Moonbase. Considered descendants of the early Cyber faction, which left Mondas for Planet 14, these were formally recognised as Cyber-Telosians by Hegelia. While the concept of parallel evolution meant the Cybermen had many origins on various worlds, Telos being the birthplace of the Cybermen was contentious. Bernice Summerfield once corrected one of her students who believed that the Cybermen originated on Telos, insisting that Mondas was the true homeworld. The 5th Doctor also understood that the Cybermen found in the tomb on Telos originated from Mondas. Based on Telos, the Cyber-Telosians were led by the Cyber Controller, who was the mastermind at the heart of the Cybermen's empire. On the 15th of October 2070, the Telosian Cybermen attempted to destroy Earth in order to eliminate humanity, whom they saw as a potential threat to the Cyber Empire, as well as gaining retribution for the destruction of Mondas. However, this attack was thwarted by the 2nd Doctor. By the end of the 25th century, the Cybermen had all but passed into legend. When an archaeological expedition to Telos found the Cyber Tombs, where hordes of Cybermen waited in cryogenic suspension led by the Cyber Controller, they were awakened but defeated by the 2nd Doctor. This tomb was sealed again. However, as history recorded, this was not the end of the Cybermen on Telos. It was the hypothesis of the archivists that a surviving group of Cyber-Nomads eventually discovered Telos. Finding the Cyber-Telosian controller, they revived and reconstructed him, developing a new form of exoshell that incorporated the most efficient aspects of Nomad and Telosian design, based on the less encumbered cyber technology of the Cyber Controller and more rigid and powerful of the Nomads. Ultimately, a single new Cyber Subspecies was created, the Cyber-Neomorphs. Based from Telos, these Neomorph Cybermen proliferated throughout the 26th century. Telos was not the only Cyber tomb. There were dozens across the galaxy containing thousands of Cybermen, causing more wars to be started across the universe. Following the disappearance of the Time Lords at the end of the last Great Time War, the Telosian Cybermen were among the species that fought to seize the power vacuum they left behind. In the video game Happy Deathday, played by Izzy Sinclair on the Space-Time Visualizer, a trio of Cyber-Telosians were among a host of every single enemy that the Doctor had ever defeated, who were assembled by the Beige Guardian and pitted against the Doctor's first 8 incarnations. And that is the story of the Cyber-Telosians, a cyber subspecies whose origin is shrouded in contradiction, but end resulted in a more powerful version of Cybermen, the Cyber-Neomorphs, which you can find more about here. But anyway guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video, then please make sure to leave a like and subscribe down below. I know that videos recently haven't been coming out quite as quickly as they used to, but I should be picking up the pace soon, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching.